trusted nanny of 9 weeks calmly walks up to their daughter and for no apparent reason yanks on the 7-month-old's ear.
Without nanny video surveillance cameras, those children may still be under the care of the nannies who abuse them. Lori, tell me your story.
Well, I was a working woman and I got pregnant, and I really didn't know anything to ask about child care. I hired somebody. She was with me for about 5 months, and one day I asked her if she'd seen some body lotion, and she gave me a really odd look, turned around, and then turned around like The Exorcist, and started accusing me of that I was accusing her of lying, and then it came out that she had stolen it and that I wouldn't miss it anyway, and she started throwing dishes at me.
Dishes at you?
In my kitchen. She broke a lot of my dishes. She started screaming. It was awful. It was absolutely awful. The whole time my daughter was screaming.
So if she's doing that to you, what did she do to little Amanda?
Well, that's right. And afterwards I found out, even from the local supermarket, she had brought my daughter in. They recognized my daughter and said that she had made a scene there once also. So,
what does it do to a mom or grandmother when you look at this videotape, you have this type of evidence? This is someone who is in your home with your child when you're not there, abusing them. What does that do to you?
It's devastating. I mean, I just met this family, but I'm crying as I'm watching the tape.
Maurice is a father of 6-year-old and president of the Best Domestic Services in New York, Connecticut, and Beverly Hills. He says that he's torn between the rights of children as well as the rights of nannies. I also want you to meet Rebecca Lockett. She is an ACLU spokesperson, and she says that videotaping nannies is illegal. You say it's immoral, and it hurts the kids. Maurice, what is your platform? Because I think you're going to get a little heat here with the surveillance camera. Do you believe a surveillance camera should be set up to protect children?
Half of me says no. I think sometimes if you're thorough enough, a lot of parents really don't know what to look for, and they ask the wrong questions, and they're kind of coming from not an objective perspective. The other side of me says, as a parent, I can understand the concern, but what I would say, if I were to use a surveillance camera, I think that what you should do is say at the interview, intermittently, I might videotape. Do you have a problem with that? If the nanny says, well, I do, fine. If she says, I don't, fine. I think the last thing I would want to see as a parent is I wouldn't want to see that on the screen. I wouldn't want to see my son getting abused, because even if I reprimand the nanny, if I send her to jail, my son has still been abused. I think the thing to do is to deter it before it happens. And if you said intermittently that you'd videotape, even if you never did, I think the nanny probably would not.
If you let her know there was a camera.
Yeah, even if you didn't have one there. I mean, if you just said it as the deterrent.
Now, Rebecca says that is illegal, that is immoral. You say don't do it.
I'd like to qualify that.
I think you should qualify that. I think you should qualify that.
It is illegal in some instances. If you are also taping conversations and the nanny presumably makes private conversations, makes private phone calls during the day when the kid's asleep, that's illegal. You may not tape a conversation, private conversation of someone, even in the workplace, without their knowledge. Mm-hmm. So those of you with cameras in your home, if it has an audio system with it, you may be in violation of federal law. Now, we do not say that you should not tape nannies, but you should have reasonable cause, which means something to lead you to believe that there's, something going on here. As with the first case we saw, she thought there was something wrong. She got a camera. She saw there was. But I agree completely with Maurice that spying as a first resort, spying, that's what it is, spying as a first resort is not the way to go.
I disagree. First of all, Lori and I in our business Care Check, we take the position that before it becomes a problem, to handle at the beginning, to handle it in the interviewing process. If you are interviewing an applicant for a position and you ask them that how do they feel about the idea that they may from time to time have an in-home videotape, and that person says absolutely not, I refuse to work under those conditions, then you know what? That person's probably not for you. And just don't hire them and go on and interview the next person. Because if you are a parent and you are concerned for the safety of your child and you feel as though that in-home videotaping is one way to be sure that what's going on in your home meets with your satisfaction. You know what? If you happen to record them in a private conversation, erase it and just keep the rest of the tape. I mean, a mother's not looking to find out their private conversations. We're only looking to find out if our child is safe and being cared for.
But the fact of the matter is you're invading her privacy.
No, you're not invading the privacy. What about
If
if
it
wasn't for the
videotape, my son would be dead.
And I'm saying what you did is absolutely perfectly correct
but
because you
excuse me.
had probable cause to believe there
Why
was
do
a
you have to
problem.
wait for a cause? If a nanny is doing her job and taking care of a child properly and not harming the child, why are they afraid to be on videotape?
And not only that, but if a nanny is in your home and she has knowledge that in your home, while on her job, she is probably going to be videotaped, then you know what? She should keep her private conversations so when she goes home in the
But
evening.
she's not being paid to make personal phone
That's
calls.
right.
She's
Just
being paid to
as
take
the
care of a
child
When we come back, I also want you to list some things that you should ask in an interview. But I think a lot of people may be going out grabbing those cameras, and we should also go through some other things that they should be aware of. Whether or not you believe in videotaping nannies in your home, we have hidden nanny watch cameras right here in our studio, folks. We're going to show you where we have hidden them and what they have captured right after this.